This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, Rabbi. I want to share with you a thought on this week's Parsha, a novel interpretation on one of the psukim that comes to us from none other than Rabbi Yisroel Salanter. Now, this is something I saw a couple of weeks ago, and I knew I saw it in the Pachad Yitzchak, and I was looking this morning through the Pachad Yitzchak on Chanukah, and I'm saying, no, this wasn't the Pachad Yitzchak on Chanukah, it must have been the Pachad Yitzchak on Sukkot. So sure enough, I opened up the Pachad Yitzchak on Sukkot, and I found what I was looking for. I must have seen it on Sukkot, a pasuk on this week's Parsha, based on the following. The Shita of Tosfos and the Rashbam is based on a reading of a pasuk in Yecheskel about the different gates of the Harabayis. It says, Shar Yosef Echad, the gate of Yosef will be one, which Tosfos and the Rashbam interpret that the gates and the division of Menashe and Efraim will cease. This is a pasuk in Yecheskel Parak Memches. That's what the Navi Yecheskel seems to say, based on the understanding of Tosfos and the Rashbam, that the division of Menashe and Efraim will cease, and therefore Shar Yosef will become Echad. And Rav Hutner writes in the Mamorei Pachad Yitzchak on Sukkos, Maimer Pei Aleph, that someone asked him that this is against the pasuk in Chumash, because in Chumash it says, Menashe ve'Efraim, Keruvein v'Shimon Yiuli. So how could the Navi Yecheskel come along and say that Shar Yosef will be one? That contravenes a explicit pasuk in the Chumash. Menashe and Efraim will be like Reuven and Shimon, meaning they'll be separate shvatim. So ein Navi Rashay l'chadesh davar. So Rav Hutner brings down that he feels obligated to mention what he heard when he was a young man from a zaken who heard from Rabbi Yisroel Salanter in the name of Reb Zalman of Volozhin, that he asked, Rabbi Yisroel Salanter asked Reb Zalman of Volozhin this question, that how could the Navi Yecheskel say that the divisions of Menashe and Efraim will become Batel, but the pasuk says, Efraim and Menashe, Kruven v'Shimon Yiuli. So said Rav Zalman of Volozhin to Rabbi Yisroel Salanter, look carefully at the pasuk. There's an extra word. Okay, and remember this. Vayomer Yaakov el Yosef, Kel Shakai, Nira Elai, Beluz Leimar, Vayomer Elai, Unesaticha lekalamim, V'nasatiyas ha'aretz hazois zaracha acharecha. V'yata, Shnei banecha hanoeladim lecha be'eretz Mitzrayim, Efraim u'Menashe Keruvein v'Shimon yihiyu li. Parak Memches pasuk Gimel through Hey. What does the pasuk mean? V'yata, Shnei banecha hanoeladim lecha be'eretz Mitzrayim, Efraim u'Menashe Keruvein v'Shimon li. Why does the Torah say v'yata and now? What is the meaning of that? The meaning is the division of Efraim and Menashe is only ata. It's only now. But la'asalavai, the division will cease, and the Shar Yosef will be echad, and the split between Efraim and Menashe will no longer be. This is a tradition we have, going back to Rabbi Yisroel Salanter from Rav Zalman Volozhin, that the Navi Yecheskel is not contravening the pasuk; it's being mafarish the pasuk. V'ata now Efraim and Menashe are two, but la'asalavai they will be one. Now, that by the way, that's interesting, because there is a concept that we have 12 months of the year. Each month corresponds to another Shevet. Shevet of Chodesh Adar corresponds to Yosef, and the reason why sometimes there are two Adars is because Efraim and Menashe. So will that mean that La'asalavai we will not have two Adars? That I can't tell you. But one thing I could tell you is that the division of Efraim and Menashe will no longer be, says Rabbi Yisroel Salanter in the name of Zalman of Volozhin. Okay, Rabbi,
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.